Imagine for a moment that you're standing at a crossroads with two paths stretching out before you. One path leads to a future filled with purpose, success, and fulfillment, where you wake up every morning excited to tackle the day ahead. The other path, well, it's the path of least resistance, where days blend into weeks, months, and eventually years, leaving you feeling unfulfilled and wondering where all the time has gone. How many more years are you willing to let slip away without taking decisive action toward creating the life you truly desire? It's time to take control of your destiny and chart a course toward a future that fills you with excitement and purpose. But where do you begin? The answer lies in making a conscious decision to invest in yourself and your future. Visualize the life you desire, the person you want to become, and then take the first bold step toward making that vision a reality. Remember, the power to change your life lies within you. It's time to unleash that power and embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. Don't let another year slip away. Seize this moment, seize this opportunity, and watch as your life unfolds in ways you never thought possible. Think about your goals. The simple act of reflecting on your objectives makes you positive and purposeful. There's extensive psychological literature focused on the concept of the locus of control theory. In over 50 years of research, psychologists have determined that your personal locus of control is the determining factor of your happiness or unhappiness in life. And here's why. A person with an internal locus of control feels they have complete control over their life. They feel strong, secure, and powerful. Generally optimistic and positive, they feel fantastic about themselves and have a sense of being in charge of their own destiny. On the other hand, a person with an external locus of control feels they are being controlled by external factors like their boss, their debts, their marriage, childhood issues, and their current situation. They feel out of control and, as a result, experience weakness, anger, fear, negativity, hostility, and disempowerment. The good news is that there's a direct relationship between the amount of responsibility you accept and the amount of control you feel. The more you say, I am responsible, the more you develop an internal locus of control, becoming more powerful and confident. There's also a direct relationship between responsibility and happiness. The more responsibility you accept, the happier you become. It seems that responsibility, control, and happiness go hand in hand. The more responsibility you accept, the more control you feel. And the more control you feel, the happier and more secure you become. When you feel positive and in control of your life, you'll set bigger and more challenging goals. Additionally, you'll have the motivation and determination to achieve them, feeling like you have your whole life in your hands and that you can shape it according to your decisions. The starting point for setting goals is realizing that you have virtually unlimited potential to be, do, or have anything you truly desire in life, as long as you want it enough and are willing to work for it. The second part of goal setting is accepting full responsibility for your life and everything that happens to you without blame or excuses. With these two concepts in mind, that you have unlimited potential and that you are completely responsible, you're ready to move on to the next step, which is to start designing your ideal. In over 3,300 studies conducted over the years on leaders, there's one special quality that stands out, a quality that all great leaders have in common, and that's the quality of vision. Leaders have vision, something non-leaders lack. I previously mentioned that the most important discovery in all of human history is that you become what you think about most of the time. So, what do leaders think about most of the time? The answer is that leaders think about the future, where they are going and what they can do to get there. We call this leadership quality future orientation. Leaders think about the future, what they want to achieve and where they want to get to eventually. They think about what they desire and what can be done to achieve it. The good news is that when you start thinking about your future, you start thinking like a leader, and soon you'll get the same results as leaders. In personal strategic planning, you should start with a long-term view of your life. You should practice idealization in everything you do. In the process of idealization, you create a 5-year fantasy for yourself and start thinking about how your life would look in 5 years if it were perfect in every aspect. The biggest obstacle to setting goals are the limiting beliefs you have about yourself. These are areas where you perceive yourself as limited in some way. You may believe you are inadequate or inferior in areas like intelligence, ability, talent, creativity, personality, or something else. As a result, you underestimate yourself, setting low goals that are well below what you're really capable of achieving. By combining idealization and future orientation, you cancel out or neutralize this limitation process. Imagine for a moment that you have no limitations at all. Imagine you have all the time, talent, and skills you could possibly need to achieve any goal you set for yourself. Imagine you have all the friends, contacts, and relationships you need to open any door and achieve anything you truly desire. Imagine you have no limitations on what you could be, have, or do in pursuing the goals that are really important to you. When you practice idealization and future orientation, you don't compromise your dreams and visions for yourself and your future. You don't settle for small goals or half successes. Instead, you dream big and mentally project yourself forward as if you were one of the most powerful people in the universe. You create your perfect future, decide what you really want before returning to the present moment and dealing with what is possible for you within your current situation. So start with your business and career. Imagine your work life would be perfect in 5 years. Answer these questions. First, how would it look? Second, if your work life were perfect, what would you be doing? Third, where would you be doing it? Fourth, who would you be working with? Fifth, what level of responsibility would you have? Sixth, if you were at the top of your field, what skills would you have? Seventh, what goals would you be achieving? Eighth, what level of status would you have in your field if your career were perfect in the future? When you answer these questions, imagine you have no limits, that everything is possible for you, that you can write on a magical board whatever you desire, erase anything that has happened in the past, and create the image you want for your future. You have no limits. When you have clear and exciting goals, you'll feel happier with yourself and your world. You'll be more positive and optimistic, more joyful and enthusiastic. You'll feel internally motivated to get up and start each morning because every step you take will lead you in the direction of something that is important to you. Remember to think about your ideal future most of the time. Remember that the best days of your life are yet to come and the happiest moments you'll experience are still ahead. The highest income you'll earn will materialize in the months and years to come. The future will be better than anything that has happened in your past. There are no limits. The clearer you can be about your long-term future, the more quickly you'll attract people and circumstances into your life to help make that future a reality. So here's what you should do to effectively apply the 80-20 rule to goal setting and your overall productivity. First, take a sheet of paper and write down 10 goals. Then ask yourself, if you could only achieve one of those goals today in 24 hours, which one would have the greatest positive impact on your life? This question is crucial for determining the top 20% of your goals that will help you more than anything else you do. Second, work on those goals you've chosen all the time. We often see people who seem to be busy all day, but achieve very little. This is almost always because they're busy working on low value or worthless tasks while procrastinating on the one or two activities that can really make a difference in their businesses and careers. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are usually the most difficult and complex ones, but the rewards for completing them can be tremendous and completely change your future. Before you start working, always ask yourself, if this task is in the top 20% of my activities, or is it in the top 80%? The rule here is simple. Resist the temptation to solve small things first. That's what kills you the most. We get so involved in small things, and those small things multiply, they become bigger and bigger, and at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you haven't achieved anything. If you choose to start your day working on low-value tasks, you'll soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low-value tasks. Imagine yourself as the horse tirelessly circling a wheel, expending energy, but making no progress forward. This analogy perfectly captures the plight of those who lack clear, compelling goals in their lives. Now consider a recent study that delved into the attitudes of rich versus poor individuals when it comes to goal setting. Astonishingly, it revealed that a staggering 85% of wealthy individuals harbor ambitious goals that they actively pursue, while a mere 3% of those with limited financial means possess such aspirations and dedicate little effort to them. So if your aspiration is to attain financial prosperity, it's imperative to emulate the habits of the affluent. Select a substantial goal and relentlessly devote yourself to its attainment. Doing so has the power to revolutionize your life in ways you never imagined. Before I conclude, allow me to impart a profound insight to share with your peers. When your objectives are crystal clear, the universe conspires to align the perfect solutions with the precise moment of need. Each of us harbors lofty aspirations, some of which may seem unattainable at times. Yet with a well-crafted plan, nothing is beyond reach. Developing a strategic approach to conquering formidable goals can be the linchpin of your success. To assist you in surmounting any obstacles that may arise, I've curated a compendium of top-tier strategies for achieving audacious objectives, irrespective of your current circumstances. First and foremost, it's crucial to adopt the principles of SMART goal setting. Not all goals are created equal, and it takes a strategic and intelligent approach to achieve challenging goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specifically for challenging goals, the word achievable is incredibly important. While it's crucial to step out of your comfort zone, if your goal isn't achievable from the outset, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you feel like your goal has a high probability of failure, it might just be too ambitious. This brings me to the next piece of advice. Break down your goal into manageable tasks, what we call chunking tasks. This helps you keep your goals moving and achieve them step by step. Remember the old question of how to eat an elephant? The answer is one bite at a time. The same goes for big goals. Remember that every step you take brings you closer to achieving your goals, and each step motivates you to take the next one. Even though they may not seem monumental at the moment, all these daily tasks add up to incredible achievements. My third piece of advice for reaching challenging goals is to set specific milestones. They can help keep you motivated in any situation, whether you're searching for a new job, keeping motivation in school, or reaching a new financial goal. By creating and celebrating milestones along the way, when you check off a task from your to-do list, no matter how small, it's a victory that brings you one step closer to your goals. Celebrate your small successes along the way, whether it's taking some time off, spending time with loved ones, or simply reflecting on your latest achievement. These moments of reflection on your hard work help you remember your why, your big picture plan. The fourth and my personal favorite piece of advice is eat that frog. Mark Twain said that if the first thing you do every morning is eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that it's probably the worst thing that will happen to you all day. Your frog is your biggest, most difficult, and most important task. You must develop the habit or routine of eating your frog before doing anything else and without spending too much time thinking about it. By using the eat that frog strategy, make a list the night before of all the tasks you need to do the next day. Once you start on the hardest task of the day, work steadily and focused until it's 100% complete. The most powerful technique for improving your intelligence and increasing your creativity is what I call mindstorming. The process is simple, and the results you'll get will be so astonishing that they'll change your life. All right, let's look into something, the process I call mindstorming, to unlock your creative potential and unearth innovative solutions to your goals or challenges. It begins with a simple yet profound step, articulating your goal or problem as a focused question at the top of a pristine sheet of paper. Remember, the clarity and specificity of your question will directly influence the caliber of answers you generate. For instance, instead of asking, "How can I make more money?" pose a more targeted question like, "How can I double my income in the next 24 months?" Even better, if your current income stands at $100,000 annually, your question should reflect that precise figure. How can I earn $100,000 by the end of the year? Each of your responses must adhere to the 3P formula. They should be personal, positive, and articulated in the present tense. Essentially, frame your answers as empowering affirmations or directives from your conscious mind to your subconscious. With your question set at the helm, challenge yourself to generate a minimum of 20 answers. While you're certainly welcome to exceed this benchmark, committing to at least 20 responses is paramount to the effectiveness of this exercise. Initially, the first few answers may flow effortlessly. You'll quickly come up with answers like work harder, start earlier, stay later, work on higher value tasks. Your next 5 answers will be more difficult. You'll have to dig deeper and look for less obvious but more creative ways to answer your question. Your last 10 answers will be the most difficult of all. Many people find this part of the exercise so challenging that their minds go blank. Their eyes glaze over and they experience a rush of blood to their brains. As you start this process of mental lifting, however long it takes, especially the first few times you practice this exercise, you must discipline yourself to keep writing until you have at least 20 answers. Sometimes the 20th answer you generate will be the revealing answer that allows you to save thousands of dollars and many hours of hard work. Often your last response is the inspired idea that completely changes your life and career. Once you have 20 answers, go back over your list and review your responses. Then select at least one action you can take immediately to start moving more quickly toward your goal or to solve the problem. You can multiply the effectiveness of this process by taking the best response you identified in the first list of 20 and writing it at the top of a new sheet of paper in a question form. Then see if you can generate 20 answers to that question as well. This combined exercise will mentally stimulate you like stepping on the accelerator of a car while the transmission is in neutral. Your mind will shine and dance with mental energy and overflow. Then you can begin to write down 20 different things you can do to save time, gain time, and devote an extra 2 hours to productive work each day. Whatever response you choose, put it into action immediately. Do something. The faster you take action in this exercise, the larger and more continuous the stream of ideas throughout the day will be. If you generate these ideas and then do nothing with them, the creative flow will slow down and stop. The best time to do this exercise is first thing in the morning, after you've rewritten your goals in your spiral notebook. Every morning, take one goal, rewrite it as a question, and generate 20 answers to that question. Then immediately get to work and implement one of your responses. You can repeat this exercise on the same goal if the goal is big and important enough to you. Don't worry about writing the same responses over and over again. The more you practice this exercise, the more likely you are to trigger completely unexpected breakthrough ideas. This may require several days or even weeks of work before the flash of inspiration occurs. You must be patient and determined. It will happen. As I mentioned earlier, successful people are intensely solution-oriented. The fact is that life is a continuous succession of endless problems and difficulties. This river of problems is only interrupted by the occasional crisis that makes the problem seem small in comparison, at least for a while. In fact, if you lead a busy life, you're likely to experience a crisis of some kind every 2 or 3 months throughout your life. Business crises, family crises, financial crises, health crises, and others. Problems and crises never stop. They keep coming like ocean waves. The only thing you can control is your responses to these problems and crises, and therein lies the key to your success. Remember this: you have the power to shape your destiny, to rewrite the script of your life, and to chart a course toward a future filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. So, before you allow another year to slip through your fingers, before you let fear, doubt, or complacency hold you back any longer, take a stand for yourself and your dreams. Take action today that your future self will thank you for. Commit to stepping out of your comfort zone, to embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, and to never settling for anything less than you deserve. With determination, perseverance, and unwavering belief in yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Go forth with courage, go forth with conviction, and watch as the doors of opportunity swing wide open before you. Your time is now, your moment is here, and your destiny awaits. Don't waste another precious moment. Make this year the year you turn your dreams into reality.